Have you noticed how sometimes the action itself isn't hard, but something inside you resists it anyway? You sit in front of your screen, knowing exactly what needs to be done. The email is simple. The task is familiar. The decision is already made. And yet, your body feels tense. Your breath is shallow. Your mind keeps drifting away. You're not confused. You're not lazy. You're just internally divided. One part of you is ready to act. Another part is quietly pulling back. This happens in ordinary moments. Going to work when motivation is gone. Having a difficult conversation you've already rehearsed. Taking responsibility for something you didn't choose, but must carry. Outwardly, nothing dramatic is happening. Inwardly, there is friction. And that friction is exhausting. We often think the problem is the action itself. That if the task were easier or the situation more favorable, the resistance would disappear. But even when circumstances improve, the inner tension sometimes remains. You do what needs to be done, but you don't feel aligned while doing it. There is effort, but no ease. Movement, but no flow. This inner tearing is subtle. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It shows up as irritation, as fatigue without physical cause, as the sense of dragging yourself through moments. We rarely name this clearly. We say we're stressed, or burned out, or overwhelmed. But underneath, it's often this, acting while internally arguing with the action. In the Gita, Arjuna is not incapable of action. He is a warrior. He knows what is expected of him. His struggle is not about what to do. It's about being internally split while doing it. His hands are ready. His mind is not. What's quiet but important is how Krishna responds. There is no push, no urgency to force action, no attempt to overpower resistance. Instead, there is space given to the inner conflict itself, as if recognizing that action without inner consent creates strain, even when the action is correct. In daily life, this shows up clearly at work. You may take on responsibilities because they are necessary, because they pay the bills, because others depend on you, and you perform them well. But inside, there is resentment, or guilt, or the feeling of being trapped, so even small tasks feel heavy. Not because they are difficult, but because the mind is resisting while the body proceeds. This resistance doesn't stop the action. It drains the person. We often try to fix this by motivating ourselves harder, by convincing ourselves, by pushing through. But resistance rarely dissolves under pressure. It softens under understanding. Action without inner resistance does not mean enjoyment. It doesn't mean liking every responsibility. It means the mind is no longer fighting reality while the body moves through it. There is a difference between doing something unwillingly and doing something without inner protest. The first creates tension. The second creates steadiness. You can see this in simple situations. Helping a family member when you feel obligated versus helping them when you've accepted the situation as it is. The action may look the same. The inner experience is completely different. One is tight. The other is quiet. In the Gita, Krishna doesn't remove Arjuna's duty. He doesn't change the situation. What changes is Arjuna's relationship to the action. The tearing lessens when resistance is seen clearly, not suppressed. In our own lives, resistance often comes from hidden expectations. This shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't have to do this. This should feel different by now. These thoughts run silently beneath action, and they create friction. When those expectations are noticed, not argued with, not justified, just noticed, something shifts. The action remains. The inner struggle loosens. You may still feel tired. You may still feel uncertain, but you are no longer divided against yourself. Even rest feels different then, not as escape, but as completion. Action without inner resistance is not heroic. It's quiet. It looks ordinary from the outside, but inside there is less noise, less self-negotiation, less emotional drag. Life continues to ask things from us. Responsibilities don't disappear. Decisions still carry weight. But when the mind stops pulling away from what the moment already contains, energy returns naturally. Not excitement, not motivation, just steadiness. And perhaps that is what the Gita points toward, not action without feeling, but action without inner tearing, doing what is present to be done, without fighting the fact that it is present. Sometimes peace is not found by changing the action, but by ending the resistance to acting. And when that resistance softens, movement becomes simpler, not because life is lighter, but because you are no longer carrying it against yourself.